Welcome to session 8 of Viva Lost Vegas. Thank you very much for being here with us today. Just a gentle reminder, there's been some sales going on Indie Press RPG and Drive Through RPG, and we're getting towards the end of the month, which means the last Friday is always Onyx Path game night. Check the Onyx Path Discord for more details. So that being said, it's been 7 days in game. It's now July 17th, 2021. So what have you guys been doing over the last 7 days? Who wants to start?
All right, so I'm starting because I've decided. We had about 6 downtimes during which I spent a lot of time with Bob. If you don't know who Bob is a teeny tiny kitten that I picked up and brought into the hedge. He lives with me now. He is my sidekick, and I love him. So Bob and I went and Kenzie is obsessed with hidden spaces and has decided to search out hidden spaces in the hedge. And we actually found a den of pixies. And we got mauled by pixies. But I did get some pixie tears. So I've got 2 pixie tears in a bag, which are spice. It's pretty much as good as gold in the hedge and the goblin markets and whatnot. So that's a win. And then I went to chill in court and invite everyone that we can get to Elliot's party this weekend. Oh yeah, did we tell you? We're having a party this weekend. I took on a job for the winter court to get some chips, which are Fey cash. And I decided to check in on some stores that weren't paying their protection fees. And I could roll anything, but I decided to roll manipulation plus empathy to see why. I was thinking, maybe some dude's wife is missing, blah, blah, blah. He doesn't have the cash. Maybe it's a hard week. No, it just turned out that they didn't feel that they needed to pay protection in this year. So I convinced them, earned some cash for myself. And then I went to go find a dress at the Goblin Market for this party. And the dress that I found, Kenny, am I allowed to describe it? Or are you going to?
Yes, it's yours, so you narrate it.
The dress that I'm wearing is actually made up of vines and thorns and fireflies that float around and in it that light up in an acid green bright light. It's almost impossible not to see me. And then I went and spent some time with the Grimalkins. I brought them more treats and sashimi. And we had a good time. So I opened another door with Moggins, another social door. And we've only got one door remaining before Moggins is at the point where he might teach me how to train a Grimalkin. And that was me.
Okay. Kit has been kind of busy this time around. So for the first day, he spent some time investigating his descendant there, Delilah. Turns out she's 24 years old and pretty much the only my apologies. So she's 24 years old, graduated early from high school, went on to major in business, and she is the so sorry. But yeah, basically, she's been a thorn in the side for the Cotton Entertainment Company for a while now, and Rupert, the head of that, has been trying to get her to sell her portion of it. So finding out a bit of this, then the following day, Kid actually called the number that he was given, and it was a very, very brief conversation. Basically, hey, don't have time, can't talk on the phone about this. We need to meet up in person. So I need to follow up on that. Day 3, I hung out with Kelly, the Jack catch from last session. Basically, went on a stakeout with her and got a feel for how they operate, and that was a good time there. The 4th day, hung out with Kurt, and rather than trying to get more information about Jack and Will, instead, I just sat back and let Kurt talk about himself and get to know him directly a bit more. Day 5, I spent the day getting to know the Autumn Court a bit more. There is a lot of juicy stuff in there. Some good people that we can have some fun with. So then on day 6, basically just went and did some clothes shopping and picked up some mundane clothing that's appropriate for the party tonight.
All right, and I guess that leaves me. So my entire week has been kind of consumed with preparing for a party I've decided to have, because I don't know a better place to do social deduction than at a party where everybody's going to show up, including, presumably, a bunch of the traders. So my first day was spent talking with my manager at the Red Room to talk them into letting me host a party. They've been happy with my work so far, so they were happy to let me plan something to kind of prove my mettle. And then I spent 2 more days prepping the place and getting invites out. We've got a lot of people who at least know we're doing this tonight, so hopefully that means some of the people we're wanting to see will show up. The rest of the days, I spent brewing some fey alcohol out of a little goblin fruit called sugarweed. It's a fruit essentially made from places where happy memories of love were made in the hedge, and things sprouted in those places. And I have brewed them into alcohol, which makes you feel fondly for anyone you're spending time with while you're drunk with this stuff. And if you have caused harm to that person, to make you feel guilty while you're spending time with them. Certainly a great thing for a party where everybody's expecting a couple of traders to be in our midst. Should be fun. Let's see how it goes. So I brewed up a bunch of that, and I'm going to be throwing a lot of my glamour into making sure that stuff is all ready to go. And then I went around the market and tried to figure out where Mimsatch's stuff all went, and I rolled extremely badly. So I got nothing, and everybody giggled at me and refused to tell me anything. So I'm getting the feeling that stuff has gone really badly, and I will never find this stuff until I spend some XP making my rolls a little less awful. So, good luck for that.
Alrighty. Anything else, anybody? In that case, let's dive in. So, first things first, Elliot, give us a chance roll.
This is always my favorite way to start things off.
Yeah, right out the gates.
Make myself feel responsible for bad things that are happening. Hey, an 8! That's a success.
Congratulations. In that case, would you like the news of your party to have reached the ears of Royal Flush?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh boy. Okay. This just got real.
Alrighty. So it's the eve of the party that you three have been spending a week hyping up in the Red Room. So, where are you right now and what are you doing?
I'm in the hollow, scarfing down as much glamour fruit as I can.
Um, I am I am also in the hollow, but I'm um uncomfortably getting in, putting on like examining my party clothes because they're very much not what Kit is used to wearing.
Um, I'm at work. I'm getting everything ready for the party. I have to kind of be set up and ready for that. So I'm probably getting the last things together and making sure everything's set and ready to go when we open up.
Alrighty. So Elliot's at the Red Room. Uh, Len, Kinsey is back at the Hollow, and I'm sorry I couldn't quite hear you. What is Kit doing?
So so Kit is also at the hollow, getting ready for the party. Um, but he has all of his fancy clothes on and stuff like that, and being overly critical of what he's wearing because he's not used to it.
Elliot, am I allowed to do a thing?
Uh, I mean, do as thou wilt.
Kenny, I'd also like to put a bow tie on Bob and his harness to keep him on my shoulder.
So you're going to take him out of the Hollow?
That sounds sus. No, he's staying here, but now he has a bow tie on.
Okay, so you've got a little bow tie on him. What kind of cat is Bob? I don't think you've ever mentioned.
A Manx,
What does he look like?
a cat with no
What color?
tail.
What color of fur does
Oh,
he have?
hold on. I'll put a picture.
Well, you need to describe for our audience here.
Valid.
I'm prepped, but I'm
Brown
not
cat.
that prepped.
Alrighty, when you put the little bow tie on Bob, he takes a few tottering steps on his hind legs before going back down to all fours and meowing in frustration.
Aww.
Poor guy.
I would also like to note that tonight we're using some material from a Storyteller's Vault book, 100 Mostly Harmless Goblin Fruits and Oddments to Find in the Hedge by Neil Litherland. It's
Thank you,
where we
Neil.
got the. Yeah, thank you very much, Neil. That's where we got the sugar weed that we use to brew Elliot's alcohol.
We'll be using several other of his goblin fruits because they're amazing.
All right, that being said, are you guys going to be heading out or do you have anything left to do in the hollow?
No,
I'm in for the party.
yeah, let's just head out.
All righty, at the Red Room, what are you up to currently, Elliot?
Well, I talked some of the others into helping me prep a couple of the containers of Sugarweed's signature. I believe Kenzie said they were willing to do a couple, and Kit was willing to do a couple, and I'm going to be doing the rest. How much did you guys want to help with? 4?
Or
I don't actually have that a lot of glamour, so I can do like 2.
I can handle the rest then. Don't worry about it. So I'll be doing the other 8. That'll leave me with 2 glamour, and we'll be set. I used all my goblin fruits prepping for this, so I don't have any tonight, but I'm just going to be my charming self, and I don't need any extra magic powers. But this stuff is set out, and I've got a couple of it set behind the bar in case I need to distribute it specifically. I am dressed up to the nines. I have a 3-dot fashion thing for courtwear that I'm wearing tonight, and the bar is set perfectly for everything I need to do.
I hope you're all enjoying the picture of Bob.
So, the hour draws near. Right now, since you've talked your boss into this, she has closed down the red room except for the guests that you've got coming. So, since no one has yet walked through the door, she definitely appears to be getting antsy.
Kenzie walks through the door.
Yep. And I reckon I'm with them.
Elliot's boss leans in and says, "Is the little one even old enough to drink?"
She's just short. She's a friend of mine. Don't worry about it.
She purses her lips and nods and says, "If she asks for a drink, I want to see ID."
You got it.
So, over the next 20 or so minutes, people start to trickle in. There are roughly about 100 people that show up. A lot of people that you can recognize from the Freehold, some people that you recognize from your time in Royal Flush, and strangely, a lot of mortals.
Awesome.
It looks like word got out to them as well.
Well, that's fine. Means everyone's going to be on their best behavior tonight.
Kenny,
Yep.
I'd like to pay a glamour to
What for?
activate Vigilance of Ares.
If you want, but remember where you are.
That's
Is that
okay. I just don't want to get surprised by any sneak attacks or traps or anything like that. Always vigilant.
Don't think that has any visual effects, so it shouldn't be a problem.
All right. So, you guys wanted to interact with people. Now's your chance. Is there anyone in particular that you're on the lookout for? Or do you want me to roll some dice for you?
Well, I heard that there were these 4 bird folk from Summer that I absolutely made sure got a invitation sent out to. Clara gave me some names last week, I believe.
And I may have
Absolutely.
wielded my influence.
What about you, Kit?
So I think I want to start the evening off by seeing if I can talk to Minerva, one of the Autumn Court members.
All right. Also, when Delilah asked for a time and place to talk to you, did you tell her about the party?
Can I get a common sense check on that?
You want me to tell you if you told her?
No,
On whether that's a good idea.
Yeah, I would like a common sense check to know if it's a good idea to bring them along here or not.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, it's complicated.
I'm sorry. It just from my perspective, it doesn't seem like a good idea, but I wanted to check to be sure.
Probably shouldn't be harmful. There's plenty of mortals. Everyone's going to be on their best behavior.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So I will have I would have invited Delilah then.
Hey there, Delilah.
Okay, so Elliot wants to look for the 4 birds of summer. Kinsey wanted to do something for which they have not stated. And Kit wanted to find Minerva. Is that correct?
Yeah, either Minerva or Delilah, whichever one's first.
All right. And Kinsey, what did you want to do Did you want to help Elliot, or did you want to look for someone yourself, or what?
Moggins is almost certainly here.
Yeah, Kenzie should talk to Moggins before, before she decides to just join the party.
Alrighty. Well, everybody, give me a, let's see, composure plus socialize roll at a -2. You're mingling. Let's see if you can mingle your way over to the people you actually want to talk to.
Absolutely.
Sorry, can you reiterate the roll?
Composure plus socialize at a -2.
We're the hosts of a party. We're going to have to find our way over there.
And you activated that sugarweed signature, correct?
Yep, I have activated every single dose of it.
All right. Is it being passed out randomly, or are you trying to give it to specific people?
I have got... so there are, I believe, 36 doses of it. I left 6 doses for us to distribute specifically, and the rest is being made available for people to drink. I'm the bartender, so I can, hand it out as I see fit. But I mostly want a big convivial atmosphere. So we're going to want people drinking this stuff.
All right, Elliot, need your roll too.
Yep, sorry. Got distracted by the conversation. All right, so that's going to be 3 plus 2 plus... and 2 successes.
Alrighty. The only one who did not manage to mingle their way through to the people they were attempting to find was Kenzie. So let's go with Kenzie first.
And Kenzie, did you roll the extra dice for your fashion that you're wearing?
No, I did not.
You should roll those real quick.
Turns out Kenzie forgot she was wearing fashion and tried to hop onto a table to dance.
Okay. So Kenzie's antics attract a little attention. A small group of people walk up. 2 people are fairly prominent. One guy who's about 6 feet tall and wearing one of those silk shirts that's buttoned down to about navel level. Looking into his eyes, you can see that they've been replaced with lit headlights, and his skin is red and chrome, with highlights and decals here and there, as though someone put a car into a humanoid mold. The other person that comes up with him is a woman in a pretty severe sweater and floor-length dress combo. She's incredibly pretty, but has the deadest eyes that you have ever seen. The entire rest of the group is clinging very closely to her. The woman looks up at you and frowns. "My dear," she says, putting her hands together in a praying motion, "please come down from there. You're making a fool of yourself. I was teaching my flock just today about humility. Do you want to come and join our study session?" At which point the dude who came up with her, laughs out loud and slaps his knee and says, "Don't do it. If you get Sister Mary talking, you're not getting out of here anytime soon."
I was a Mormon in a past life. I think I'm going to pass.
Sister Mary scowls at you and nods to her little flock. "If you ever require any spiritual enlightenment, please feel free to search me out.
Thank you. If you ever need table dancing lessons, feel free to seek me out. It's a lot of fun.
After she takes her flock and leaves, the gentleman helps you down from the table. He waves and says, "Well, that's one way to handle Mary. If you're looking for something a little stronger than the liquor around here, I know what to do." He rifles into a pocket and brings out a mismatched handful of pocket lint and various drugs.
Oh, I love pocket lint.
Without missing a beat, he holds it out to you and says, "Here," before downing the rest of the handful of various drugs.
I cherish it forever, and I put it in the locket that I'm wearing.
"You can call me Duke DeSoto, but my friends call me Mario. Do you want to be my friend?"
I would like to be everyone's friend, except maybe Sister Mary's.
"Good, good," says Mario, clapping a chrome arm around your shoulder. "Then I've got some people for you to talk to. What court are you in?" He takes a good sniff. "Smells like winter?"
Yes, but if this is an MLM, no thank you.
"What?"
Okay, continue.
All right, and with that, Mario guides Kinsey away towards another group. Kit, you were looking for one of the Autumn Nobles.
Yes.
Minerva, weren't you?
Yes, sir.
Minerva Noctua, the Silver Owl. Give me a quick chance die real quick. You do find her, of course. We've already rolled that.
If I'm not mistaken, this is the one that we you said was specialized in archaeology in the hedge, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, you find her at the bar, sipping at a sugar weed signature.
Mm-hmm.
She's a woman dressed in a fairly basic pair of jeans and a hard-wearing sweater. It's covered in patches. She looks like she's done her best to clean it up, but it doesn't look all that clean. Her skin's gray and her hair has been replaced with silver feathers. Her eyes are huge, 2 or 3 times as big as they would normally be, and they're simply silvery pools. She looks over at you and smiles in a way that makes you think that she's not accustomed to it. "Oh, hello," she says dreamily. "I know you. Mr. Cotton, correct? One of the new recruits."
Yes, ma'am. Now, if I had known that the dress code here was a little more relaxed, I don't think I would have sprung for the fancy duds.
She shrugs and says, "I've got no idea how they let me in, but I didn't have time to change clothes. I just got back." She takes a moment and waves back and forth. "From an expedition."
Expedition? Where's about?
She looks off into the distance. Without pupils, you have no idea what she's looking at. "Deep in the hedge," she says, "I found a temple. Odd place. Looks mortal in origin. I would swear that it wasn't made by hobgoblins. No idea why it's even there.
That is interesting.
I'm going to need to study it. for a long time before I have the faintest clue what secrets it holds, Mr. Cotton.
I have to admit, I was actually seeking you out because of your work. Now,
I guarantee there was nothing to shoot on my sights.
I know. Now, the guns and stuff like that, that's all flashy. But that's not my only skills. Back in the day, I was a bit of a, I guess you'd call it survivalist these days. Pretty good at spotting things and living off the land, and I reckon skills like that might be useful when you're out on your expeditions.
She makes a soft, quiet noise to herself that you would swear would be an owl's hoot. What do you mean? Survival.
Well, building stuff, cultivating, setting up campsites, hunting, fishing, rope work, animal care. I don't know, pretty much anything you could need out in the wilderness, really. Plus, quite a bit and pretty good when it comes to general ranch hand work too.
She looks you over with her empty silver eyes and makes the soft owl noise to herself again. Quite an eclectic set of skills, Mr. Cotton. Where did you get them from?
Well, back in the day, I was a bit of a ranch hand. Was a cowboy, and didn't really live in a city, so I had to take care of myself, me and my family, building my own stuff, fixing my own stuff, and raising my own animals for food.
She cocks her head at an exact 90-degree angle. Were you taken recently, Mr. Cotton?
I mean, I guess that depends on your definition of recent, but 1920s, don't reckon it's too recent.
She blinks her huge eyes slowly several times and then lets out a whistle. I imagine you know things that they don't teach in history books, Mr. Cotton. Please, sit. Let us talk.
More than willing.
Okay, Elliot, let's go on over to you. You are playing a game of deduction here. You're trying to find the birds, correct?
Yes, for truly, the word is that one of them is 1984.
All
I
right.
thought bird was the word.
Yes. Yes, it is.
All right. This being said, you did already get your roll down. You head around with a tray full of drinks, and you find a lot of the summer courtiers gathered together. You find among them the summer courtiers that you are already familiar with. Leo is up and around. He looks pale and is leaning on a walker. And Clara is very close to him in her wheelchair. Emmett Hill, the friend of Penelope Marrow, the big guy who looked like a clock tower. Kurt, who is Kit's friend, is there as well. alongside a guy in a fairly nice tuxedo who has long, wet hair and looks a lot like a drowned corpse. A tall woman with burnt skin that looks like it's crumbling off, giving off a faint green glow, and the four birds you were looking for. You received names earlier.
Absolutely.
Of the four birds, the first is a small woman with a long beak named Anaclypte. You found out from Madam Anybody that she's a chef that does a lot of volunteer work for the Freehold. She makes a lot of sweets and pastries. You notice that she's been knocking back glass after glass of anything she can get a hold of. Buzz Orson. He is a bald vulture. He's wearing fairly nice clothes, but it looks like he probably bought them from Goodwill or something like that. You've heard that he's worked alongside Kurt and the other people in the supply area. Specifically, he works as a fence for stolen goods. And you've been told by Madam Anybody that he has a reputation for scavenging merchandise after things like gang shootings or the winter court works someone over. There is a person here in a pretty basic polo shirt and khakis. It looks like he came directly from work at the Four Seasons. Based on the logo on the polo shirt. His feathers are black and white, and he's got a short beak. You've been told that his name is Oswald de Gama. And there is a convivial green bird who is currently drinking and nibbling at a few appetizers. You've been told that her name is Polly Pepperberg, and she works as a scout with the Freehold's gang, the Summer Court's Lion's Pride. She's also got connections with the local police from what Madam Anybody told you.
All right, so I guess my first question is, I am now seeing all four of these people for the first time, but I have seen the beak of one of these people before. Is anyone immediately not the person who could have owned that beak?
The first person that you feel that you can eliminate outright from simply seeing their beak is Anna. She's got a long beak like a hummingbird. There's no way it would have fit under one of those masks.
Wonderful. Thank you. So, have any of the others already decided to sup on some sugarweed signature? And if not, I'm going to be pushing a glass on them. Let me check the exact wording on this merit, but I got this for a reason.
It looks like none of them has gotten into it yet. No.
All right. So, this is not quite what I remember it being, but the pusher merit will be useful later on tonight. All right. So, gentlemen, and ladies, it's wonderful to have you here. Thank you all for coming. I hope you are enjoying the place. I thought the Red Room would be a perfect place for everyone to come meet up and relax after all the stress lately. I'm glad to see you up and about, Leo. And Clara, you'd mentioned a few of your friends, Oswald, Polly, Anna, Buzz. Lovely to meet you all. My name's Elliot. I reach out my hand for various handshakes.
All right, you go around the circle, getting a bunch of handshakes one after the other.
All right, so let's see if I can get at some people talking. I'm pretty good at socialize. I'm dressed up, and we hopefully have everybody in a bit of a convivial mood. So let's see if I can pass out some drinks and get at people talking and get the conversation going. Would you say a presence plus socialize would be appropriate for that?
Yes.
Alrighty. Do-do-do, do-do-do. That's an exceptional success.
It very much is.
This is my place of power, everyone.
So that means anyone that you want to drink one of these sugarweed signatures will.
All right, so we've got one in the hands of Kurt, Buzz, Polly, and Oswald.
All right.
Loading you up for later, Kit. Hope you enjoy.
Appreciate it.
All right. I'm keeping track of who drunk since you've got 36 doses. You wanted Oswald, Polly, Buzz, and Kurt to have them.
And I've got 2 doses left that I can distribute freely, sitting behind the bar. The rest are whoever drinks them, drinks them.
All right. So you've gotten the drinks in the hands of the people that you want to drink, and they have drunk them. The effect should be taking effect momentarily. So, what do you want to do next?
Well, I'm going to see if I can't get Oswald talking. We know the least about him other than him working at the Four Seasons. I figure getting some details on him would be good. So I'm going to get him talking and see if I can't get him to talk about what he's doing for the Freehold, what his life is going on with. Get to know him. We're all here making friends, aren't we?
All righty. So, give me an appropriate roll for that. Sounds like presence plus socialize to me. But anything else that you think you can think will work, just let me know.
We're going to keep rolling those dice all night. Gonna get sick of seeing me do it. 3 dice.
I believe that's an exceptional success for you, isn't it?
No, unfortunately, crafting with alcohol.
Ah,
I try not to make directly social characters because it's not as fun when it's too easy.
fair.
Alrighty. Well, it's not hard to get Oswald talking. The hard part is getting him to stop. He's running his hands through his black feathers. So I've been out for about 4 years now, and the best I've managed to do is housekeeping for the Four Seasons. And don't get me wrong, I'm grateful to have something, anything. But before I got taken away to Arcadia, I worked in investment banking. Now I clean up after people in a hotel.
Really?
It sucks. I've looked for my fetch, and last I heard, he's living the high life in New York. So I can't even get to him. I'm well and truly stuck.
Huh. You know, those bankers, they do fly around a bit. I bet if you had somebody send him a little dream here or there, he might find a business opportunity local, and maybe you could arrange a meeting. I know our Jack Ketch is pretty efficient.
He strokes the feathers on his chin and says, That sounds like it might be a good idea. If we can get my fake out of the way, I might be able to slip back into my old life. And then I can leave this place for good.
Yup, it'd be a pretty good a bit. So you say you're pretty good with money, huh?
Once upon a time, now I don't have enough of it to invest.
Well, maybe we should talk sometime. I'm thinking about opening up my own bar if this party and a couple other things go well. Maybe you might know how a boy could get a business started. It'd be wonderful to get talking.
Oh, I could talk your ear off about that one.
Alrighty. Let's take a look here. So we seem to have gotten him talking, and let's see here. So, gonna have a momentary bit out of character. So, guys, this person clearly has a reason why they'd be upset and possibly be able to talk into some stuff. And he seems convinced he could leave. So that's got me immediately suspicious. You guys notice anything?
He definitely has motive. Aside from that, is he the right height?
He also seems rather easy talking with me for somebody who would have run into me in a previous incident.
It could be in the glass in front of you, or it could be in the glass in front of me.
Fair enough. But I'm not getting anything, so maybe I'm going to see if I can get one of the others talking, get some more clues. I'm thinking Buzz probably would be a good place to go next.
Buzz.
Yeah.
With that being said, I think it's time that we went back around to Kinsey. So, Kinsey, I just want to ask, are you going to go with Mario to the group of people he wants to take you to? Or are you going to try to mingle your way back over to Moggins again?
Oh no, this guy seems interesting. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Mario DeSoto drags you along with him to a small group of people that are over at a table. There is a girl with green skin and long, viney hair that immediately makes you think of Holly, but with her eyes dilated as wide as dinner plates, you're not even sure if she knows that you're there. You recognize Penelope along with them, who gives you a small half-hearted wave, as well as Madam Anybody and the Jack Ketch Kelly Crinoline. Mario sits down and digs in another pocket and immediately starts distributing party favors. The plant girl with the dilated eyes immediately takes 3 times more than anybody else and shovels them down just as quickly as Mario did. So, I didn't catch your name, says Mario to you.
Oh, I'm Kenzie. Kenzie Morgan.
Kinsey, these are some friends of mine. Have you met Kelly Crinoline yet? She is the Freehold's Jack Ketch, and she is hilarious.
We met. She does some pretty cool things with string.
Yeah, string. That's what you do, right? Kelly looks immediately displeased and glances directly at Mario. You know what I do, Mario. It's cloth. Cloth. I control cloth. You can see Penelope chuckle behind one of her hands. Mario waves it off and introduces you to the plant girl. This is Willow Blackberry. She's like one of the best fortune tellers in this All freehold. I have no idea why she sticks it out with those limp dicks in autumn. Say hello, Willow. The girl looks over to you, blinks a few times, and says, What?
Hello, Willow.
I'm Willow, she says.
It's nice to meet you.
She holds out a hand to shake, but is roughly about 6 inches too far to the left.
I move to meet it and shake her hand.
The contact seems to jolt something in her head. Her eyes finally focus on you, and she goes, "Oh, I've heard about you." She points over at Madam Anybody. From her, she was talking about you and your friends. You got my sister in trouble. She smiles at you and laughs.
Technically, your sister got your sister in trouble if your sister is who I think your sister is.
She worked at Royal Flush. Well,
Yeah.
used to.
Tell you what, it sounds like it's time for a round on the house.
She looks up at you and says, I'll take anything, as long as there's two of it.
I hand her two of those free floating, two of the free floating glasses. One that I know is with stuff, and one that is not.
She immediately downs them both. She doesn't even hesitate in drinking just about anything that's put her way. It's not long before she starts swaying. Mario leans over and says, Willow's a champ. She says that the drug dreams tell her about the future. Willow turns and nods and says, I dreamed you'd say that, Mario. You're an asshole.
That sounds like a blessing and a curse.
Madam Anybody shoots you a look from across the table and rolls her eyes theatrically.
I simply pull the index card that says tag you're it out of my pocket and flash it at her below hip level.
Can you roll me?
I believe
let's make it composure plus stealth.
Yes, I can.
To see if you can do this without anyone else seeing it.
I like this. They got a nice little game going with her.
1 success. I used a willpower, by the way.
All right. Well, a success is a success. Madam Anybody excuses herself from the table and leaves. This being said, the group closes in a little tighter. Everyone seems to be trying to get Willow to say something interesting, but she keeps rebuffing them by saying that it costs money if you want to hear your future.
I hand her a pixie tear.
She takes it and looks at it briefly. What's this supposed to be? An upper?
Money.
She stares at it briefly. Bear with me just a moment.
Technically, it's a spice and it tastes really good, but they use it as currency in some areas of the hedged markets.
After a few moments of staring directly at it, her eyes finally focus, and she looks at it. Oh, Pixie's tears. Yeah, this stuff is as good as gold. Tastes pretty great too. So she gives her head a hard shake and says, Okay, you get one question. What do you want to know?
Are you going to have some fun tonight?
Well, I don't know one has to see the future to see that one. She pulls over one of her glasses and takes a big sip out of it before peering down at the bottom of the glass. Her face goes a little pale and she gets up and she says, "Oh, yes, there's going to be a lot of fun and I need to go to the bathroom. Goodbye." And she trots off at high speed.
That doesn't sound good.
So that sounds like a no to me.
So, Kit, back to you.
Yes.
You can want to continue speaking to Minerva, or do you want to mingle with someone new?
So, in the time that we've been or that I've been off camera, basically what I'm thinking is I set up set up an appointment basically with her to talk business. So, and once that's handled, then I'll move on and see if I can find Delilah.
Alrighty. Well, give me a composure plus socialize roll.
One success.
Bless that high composure.
Yeah.
All right. You find her over at a small table by herself. She's clutching a piece of paper in one hand and desperately scanning the crowd. She's young. You can see a family resemblance, brown hair, tied in a loose ponytail. Expensive clothes. Her clothes probably cost more than this bar.
Damn. Okay.
She hasn't seen you.
Yeah, I'd step up and Delilah.
She stands up, startled, before locking eyes on you. She pulls out the piece of paper in her hands and looks back and forth between you and the paper multiple times before finally sitting it down. Whew. She breathes a sigh of relief and sits back down at the table, motioning for you to do the same.
Yep. I sit down.
Fuck.
So, she turns the piece of paper around and shows you a reproduction of an old black and white photograph that you can remember taking at one point when photographs were still a novelty. You and your family.
Okay. Wife
And young daughter in tow. So, you are the spitting image of my great grandfather.
Yeah, reckon I am.
And I hear you've been going around using his name too.
Well, his name I was born with.
She narrows her eyes. Well, Kit, she says, I'll tell you this. My family has a secret.
Yep.
My mother told me that I was getting old enough to learn. That it was, and she does air quotes, my turn to carry the torch.
Okay.
And then she got into a car wreck and died. I've done a lot of research. I've been looking as deep as I can into what my family's secret could be. And everything comes down to you. Or my great-grandfather. Are you claiming that you're a man who's been dead since the 1950s?
I'm claiming to be a man that looks awful like one that was alive back then, yes.
Why are you going around using my great-grandfather's name? What's your connection to my family?
Am I getting any kind of vibe off of them? Like Fey touched or anything?
No.
Okay.
You feel something. And it's similar, but not quite. The distant call of the hedge, perhaps.
Okay. So, my question to you, Delilah. How were you able to find me? Just out of curiosity. And more importantly, why were you looking?
She shrugs. Money, mostly. An investigative background, too. When you're an idle rich girl, you've got a lot of time to pursue hobbies. I've learned a lot trying to figure out what happened to my mom. You know, it turns out her mom died mysteriously too.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
My grandmother. They found her throat slit in the 1970s in her own bathroom.
Okay.
You notice that she's carefully looking at you for any reaction. She leans in and says, "My grandmother would be Kit Cotton's daughter."
Yeah, that gives a little bit of an emotional rise on Kit. But he's gonna try to not show that. So if there's some kind of role for them to spot that.
Yep. Let's make this a resisted roll for you so we don't have to make this harder than it needs to be.
Okay.
So I'll need you to roll either resolve or composure plus expression minus 4. That'll be her wits.
Okay. I'm down to luck die.
Roll it.
Nah.
She leans in closer to you. She smiles faintly for the first time. That got a rise out of you, Kit. She brings out a small box that was in her pocket and takes 2 things out of it. 1, a locket very similar to the one that you wear. And 2, a small notebook.
Okay.
These belong to my grandmother. She opens up the locket, and you see a tarnished, dirtier version of the old photograph that she showed you of you and your family. She snips it closed, and then she pulls up the old book. It's a very old diary. It looks like it could probably crumble to dust. She opens it very carefully. This section here, around the 1920s, she starts mentioning that her father started acting very strange. That he kept forgetting things that they'd talked about. And seemed to just entirely stop caring about the ranch at all. She flipped forward a few pages, and she keeps talking about, here and there, a promise she made to see her dad. The closest I've come to figuring out the family secret, she says, reading through here, is that my grandmother seemed to believe that my great-grandfather had been replaced by an imposter.
So now that I know this, and if Kit actively feels her out, is he able to determine if they are I forget the term, like hedge touched or
They touched.
yeah, the whole thing where they made a promise to a changeling and you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. Now that I'm actively looking for that, am I able to spot it?
No, you can definitely feel the hedge's call, like the Fey realm is calling to her, begging for her to pay attention, but she is not Fey touched.
Okay.
She would be able to see your mien if your Fey mien if she was Fey touched, and she does not seem to be reacting to that.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to verbally uh, play dumb. Okay. But as we're talking, I'm going to be uh, fiddling with my necklace, and just so happens to that the locket falls out of my shirt for a second, and I put it away, and I touch my finger to my lips.
Her eyes immediately narrow. She seems to be picking up what you're putting down. She puts it away and says, anyway, this is what I've managed to find. And then, when I thought that I've been at a dead end for months, I find out that someone using my grandfather's name, my great-grandfather's name, has appeared in Las Vegas. And the description they give me looks just like this picture of him. And that's why I've been looking for you.
Yeah, I reckon that makes sense.
I want to know everything you can tell me.
Well, I will I will tell you what I can.
I want to hear everything. What will it take? Money? I have money.
It's not a matter of money, kiddo. If it was that easy, I wouldn't care. I'd tell you everything. But it's complicated and it's dangerous to know.
So are you going to tell me now?
I need to get my wits about me first. I'm not gonna lie. It's a little, how much is that safe to divulge is, I'm not sure. I need to talk to a few people, get more information before we go into this. I want to play this safe for both of our sake.
She snorts in frustration and nods. Okay, I get it. She stands up and says, well, you know my phone number. When you're ready to talk, give me a call and we'll set up a time and a place.
All right.
And with that, Delilah Cotton leaves. Okay, back over to Elliot.
Hi.
So, Elliot, when last we were seeing you, you were still trying to figure out which of the three summer birds was the most suspicious. You spoke to Oswald de Gamma and eliminated Anna Calypte. That leaves Polly Pepperberg and Buzz Orson. Did you still want to talk to them?
Absolutely. I was thinking of talking to Buzz. Speaking of which, we have had some time where I was talking with Oswald while the camera's been off. I'm gonna try and get a feel for his mood because he has had the alcohol I gave him kicking around. See if he's in a bit of an up or a down mood while he's here. You understand? Be pretty easy to feel that out through conversation. Would you?
Alrighty, that'll be a manipulation plus empathy roll, please.
All right, hard roll, but I can make it work. I'm gonna throw a little willpower into that because this is important. Four successes. Apparently, I've been saving up all my dice luck for this day. Not that I mind.
Well, the sugarweed signature makes people feel good feelings.
Unless they're an enemy, in which case they start feeling guilty.
The energy that you get off of Oswald is someone who feels like they want to vent to a good friend.
It sounds like they've been venting. Excellent. All right, that's some useful datums. Let's talk to Buzz. I've certainly moved the conversation over, and we're getting talking with him. That's our vulture friend who is used to picking around things and finding miscellaneous stuff.
Yep. He's bald with a mid-sized beak and long talon fingers that has been drawing against the glass. He's been relatively quiet. When you come over to him, he gives you a big smile and nods.
Delightful to meet you, Buzz. I've heard so many good things. Quite the clever man who knows how to find anything we're looking for, you know?
Oh, yeah. Thanks for the compliment, Elliot, he says. Are you looking for something in particular? I can get my hands on just about anything.
So I've heard. Honestly, I'm just excited to hear someone else who's got a talent for acquisition. It's been interesting getting set up around here. Hope you're enjoying the party. It took a while to scavenge this together. I'm gonna try and get him talking about his, general work. See if we can get him talking and moving on that. How about a presence plus persuasion to get the conversation rolling?
I would think presence plus socialize. Like, what are you persuading him to do?
Valid point. Presence plus socialize it is. Four successes.
All right, what do you want to guide the conversation to?
Um, you know, uh, the things you talked about were stuff like him gathering stuff off the battlefield, being involved in dealing with the remnants of other courts' work. I'm just gonna try and get him to start bragging about his accomplishments and his sources. A person like this has got to have a lot out of capability that one might be able to get them talking about how they pull it off. Alcohol all gets lips open and free.
All righty. He taps the side of his beak and says, well, I can't tell you everything, but, well, the summer court does a lot of professional work. You know how Winter has an organized crime racket?
Mm-hmm.
Summer does something similar. I keep hearing I've always heard around the Freehold people say things like it's hard to keep body and soul together when you never know when a huntsman might show up at your job. So a lot of folks don't hold down regular work. He taps his beak again. Yours truly included. That said, if you keep in the back and you follow the lion's pride around, there will be a lot of people who no longer need certain pieces of equipment that they used to own and whom can be talked into parting with it very readily without even saying a word.
Absolutely. Good way to get yourself a nice shiny new gun, or I don't know, a new pair of shoes. And I'm going to be seeing if I get a reaction out of that line. The last time I talked to 1984, he was trying to get at me to give up a pair of shoes for one of his contracts. This would heavily imply I'd recognized him for who he is and would cause an emotional reaction. Would I be able to throw a presence plus, I don't know, subterfuge or empathy to see if I can't get at him to trip up there?
I'll give you subterfuge. That'll be resisted at a -1, please.
Absolutely. Three successes.
Yeah, with that conversation with Delilah, honestly, like I have no idea how much I'm able to divulge safely.
Totally get it.
Uh, you can see Buzz's smile fade from his face, and he blinks a few times. And he's like, well, if you're picking up what I'm putting down, a lot of the times the shoes aren't useful anymore.
Of course. Hard to steal from the dead.
Well, also, I'm not there. This is out of character.
Nice to see you again, Buzz. It's been a delight running into you again. I thought you looked familiar.
Under his breath, he hisses, you can't prove anything, Elliot.
I don't have to. Be seeing you.
With that, Buzz Orson gets up and leaves the group. Roll me a chance die, please.
I would like to note I have just sent the name Buzz with a brief description of him by a text to our sniper friend in the corner.
Okay.
And what was I rolling? Chance die?
Yes.
3. Failure.
Alrighty. So, Kit, after receiving that text and Delilah leaving, what are you going to be doing?
I'm going to use my very good skills at spotting things and keeping track of things to note the faces of people that he talks to immediately after this exchange. Basically, I'm going to be keeping an eye on them.
Alrighty. So, give me, in that case, a perception roll at a -3.
And remember,
Okay.
you've got trained observer.
Mm-hmm. So that's going to be wits plus composure. That's 8 minus 3. That is 5 with 8 again. Da, 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 da. I'm going to go ahead and willpower that.
Just to make sure, did you already use willpower on that roll?
I did not.
Okay, then you can reroll.
8. 1 success.
All right. You notice a Buzz going into the bathroom at high speed.
Interesting. Okay. Question for y'all. Do I pursue or do I wait and just observe?
If he's going into the bathroom, you know exactly what he's going to do. Please confirm that he's done that.
Yeah. All right. I'll step into the bathroom.
All right. How fast do you want to move here? Because you're pretty much all the way across the bar.
As fast as I can without raising suspicion with the mortals.
Okay. So let's say in that case,
Can I recommend an odd roll?
what?
Dex plus socialize.
Sure, that makes sense to me.
No. You're killing me, Smalls. Thanks, Jeff. See, if you hadn't opened your mouth, I could have maybe gotten away with an athletics check, which I'm good at. But no, you're gonna get me with a dice pool of 2.
I'm gonna get you with a social roll that you have equipment for.
Yeah, so I'm going from a dice pool of 4 with this roll, from a dice pool of 7.
My apologies.
You should get bonus dice from your fashion and the drink. And he has a negative 2 dice from the drink.
So with my current setup, okay, I have a
Wow.
dex of 3. I have a bonus of 2 from the equipment, a -1 for having 0 in socialize.
My apologies.
So I'm at dice pool of 4.
My apologies.
Add 2 more because of the drink.
What? Okay. You said add 2 more for the drink?
I mean, I don't think swooned would be procking here, since you're attempting to follow him into the bathroom stealthily.
Mhm.
It
Okay.
would keep people from seeing him, wouldn't they? They wouldn't see too much of a blur.
Regardless, I got 3 successes somehow.
Party talk. Table talk. Gotta love it. My apologies, Tibbs. I'll keep my mouth shut.
Sorry, but it worked out.
Yeah, you arrive just in time to take in several facts. Number one, the door is open. Not the door, the window is open.
Okay.
Number two, you can see a flock of pigeons flying away. Number three, there's something on the windowsill. It looks like a small box with a clock attached to it.
That doesn't sound good. Like attached how?
Wires and solder.
I hate to tell you what to do with your time, but I do believe that you've seen some mirrors in some places that are way less important than here.
Yeah. I'm going to blow a glamour to open up a mirror. That also costs a willpower. Okay. And then I am going to throw the box into the mirror and immediately close.
Alrighty.
So
Where are you sending it?
I actually have a couple of funny ideas. If okay, so any reflective surface that I'm familiar with, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Can I send it to the library?
You cannot send it to somewhere in Arcadia.
Damn. Okay. Let me think
Are you
here.
using Mirror Walk?
Yes.
All right. Well, first roll wits plus survival plus weird, and then we'll talk about where you're sending it.
What's it is 4, survival is 4. So it's 8, 9 dice. And I'm going
You could just send it into the mirror world. If the huntsman's there, he might get blown up.
well, let's see how well I do. 2 successes.
That's a success.
Okay. Jeff, you seem like you had an idea. What were you thinking?
Hey, remember that base that we were in where we found like a bunch of broken glass lying around? That was clearly an abandoned place and is more abandoned now that the bad people are definitely not using it as a base anymore?
I never went inside.
Yeah, but you were staring at it through a sniper's scope for like a while. You definitely saw one of the windows.
Can I send it through these spectacled gentlemen's glasses?
Let me take a look at the wording on Mirror Walk.
Okay. Sorry.
Wow, that's a choice.
According to this, you need to have physically touched the exiting mirror.
Okay. Okay. In that case, I think that I'm just going to strand it in the mirror ways.
All right. So that is a thing you can do as a beast. The beast may end the contract before he reaches the other side, deliberately depositing himself in mirror space. His player gains a 2-die bonus to all rolls to navigate there and deal this denizen for the scene. So you can definitely just toss the bomb into mirror space.
Alrighty. Sorry. Having to have touched the surfaces makes it a lot more limited.
All right. So are you going to go ahead and do that?
Yes.
Okay. So, Kit grabs the bomb and hurriedly opens the mirror, tossing it in and allowing it to explode in mirror space. Immediately, you notice your face in every mirror in the room, staring right back at you with a very unamused look.
I apologize. Like, I don't know, what can the mirror people hear me?
Can they? You don't know.
Okay. I make a I pantomime a gesture implying that I'm asking for forgiveness.
Your face in all the mirrors in the bathroom doesn't react. They do follow you as you leave the area, though. Please take the spooked condition.
Okay. All right, it is on my character sheet now. I'll look that up in a bit. So with that being done, I will text my motley, and then in a separate text message, I will text the monarchs of what just happened.
Give me a chance roll, please.
One success.
All right. You send out the text. While you're doing so, you notice your reflection in the screen of the phone when the lights are dark, staring back out at you with a frown.
Okay.
Make a perception roll real quick.
Okay.
Sorry, I forgot about mirror you.
Yeah, so did I. 4 successes.
You are suddenly and acutely aware of how much glass is in this bar. There are glass surfaces everywhere. The glasses themselves, the bottles, some of the tables. And when you glance around, you can see your face reflected in all of them, even ones that they should not physically be possible to be reflected in. and you can see your reflection watching you, sometimes even moving in the glass surface in order to have a better look at you.
Okay. So it sounds like I need to figure out how to make things right with the mirror people.
Sounds like it. Also, we need to set up a mirror in somewhere we can dispose of things now, that we won't miss it when it's gone. Some far corner of the Warrens that we set up some walls and stuff near.
Okay. Let's go back over to Kenzie. Kenzie, you are not stupid. You have taken a good look and saw what happened. You saw Elliot mingling with the summer court folk. You saw one of them get up and leave. You got the text from Kit, and now you're watching Kit standing around outside the bathroom looking like he's had the fright of his life.
Is it the same bathroom that Willow went into?
No, this is a men's bathroom.
I'm not policing anyone's bathroom usage.
Fair enough.
I follow Willow into the bathroom.
Okay. You go into the women's bathroom. There are several people here, but you do not see Willow.
I have no clue what to do. Elliot, what do I do?
So Willow,
I was just here for the drugs and the table dancing.
didn't you want to talk to what's his name? The cat person.
Moggins, yes, but like this bitch just either had the worst fucking premonition about how bad her night is gonna be, or she's a bookbinder.
You want to roll wits plus investigation, please?
Oh yeah, good call.
And my place of work didn't get exploded, so we're already on a good night.
Yeah, then speak for yourself.
One
Well,
success.
You look around the bathroom, and when you look out the window, you see some vines that have apparently grown at high speed into the shape of a crude ladder to the ground.
Bitch has got some magic beans. I climb down the ladder and text Beanstalk Girls Bathroom to the Motley.
A text back appears moments later. Do you need help with that?
There might be giants. Sorry, I couldn't help it.
I don't even have a response to that. I don't know if I could. Out of character, do you want on us to break off?
You guys seem like you are doing important things, so I will do this other important thing.
Okay.
I mean, I think over in the next bathroom, our dude could use an excuse to break from the bar.
Okay, then come on over.
Meet him outside, since it's just a doorway to the exit. He could probably head out to the alley.
Yep.
Okay, so I head outside.
All right, and I guess I am joining Kinsey then.
All right. And I assume you're going the long way around, Kit.
Well, there's a window right outside, right there.
Oh, just going to jump out the men's bathroom window?
Is it there? I'm assuming they're adjacent to each other. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to jump from the window over to the beanstalk and climb down.
Fair enough. So you climb down and meet Kinsey in the alley.
Mhm.
Kinsey, do you want to apprise Kit of the situation?
Ollie's sister is here and she ran away after getting a drink and then being asked a question. So either she's having a really bad trip or she's not one of us.
Well, all right. You know which way she went?
Can I roll wits plus investigation to see if there's any leaves on the ground anywhere?
That'll be wits plus survival if you want to track. Yeah.
Yeah, can I do that as well?
Yes. Or if you would like to assist one another, you know how that goes.
I would like to assist Kit.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. This is Kruger.
3 successes.
Okay.
All right, so that's plus 3 to you, Kit.
All right. So that is going to be wits plus survival plus 3. That's going to put me at a dice pool of 11. 2 successes.
All right. Willow doesn't appear to have been very concerned about leaving tracks. You can definitely see the tracks of high heels in the mud heading away. And about half a block away, you find another beanstalk leading up to the roof.
I climb it.
Yep. Ladies first.
Business cat sighting.
Up on the roof, you find Willow sitting on the edge with her legs hanging over, smoking a hand-rolled cigarette that smells vaguely of skunks and rubber. She waves her hand and says, "Well, so much for that prediction." She looks over at you. "Well, I guess I had a better time than I thought I was going to, what with the place being fated to explode."
I mean, I guess technically it did, just on the mirror side of things.
She whistles through her teeth and she says, "Are you saying that you put a bomb in mirror space?"
Had to move fast.
"You better board your windows up from the inside."
Yeah. I might have to pick your brain on precautions on that one if you don't mind.
She cocks her head and says a little bit and says, "Wait a second, you're that new guy. Agatha told me about you."
Yep.
The headstrong idiot," she said.
I prefer the brash and brave.
"More like bold and brash."
That
She
works too.
giggles. She giggles to herself and says, "So, you found a bomb and decided to blow up the mirror folk."
Well, I don't know how to defuse bomb, do you?
"Nope."
Well, did what I had to.
She shrugs and says, "Don't explain it to me. Explain it to them."
So
Anyway,
are you feeling guilty right now?
she shrugs and says, "Why should I feel guilty? I just didn't want to explode."
See, I knew it was one or the other.
She pats the edge of the building beside her and says, "Y'all want to hit?"
Yep.
What do you got in it? Doesn't smell like tobacco.
"It's not," she laughs.
Tobacco.
Oh, okay. I think I remember this stuff.
She passes around the cigarette and says, So I didn't get to see a whole lot, just this place blowing up. So, who tried to do it?
Probably Bird Boy.
Yep. Not sure how much we can tell you. So once
Not sure how much we know, but
Yep.
She looks over at Kit with a smile and says, I'm an Autumn Court noble, right? I outrank you.
Okay. But that being said, I don't know how sensitive this information is. So I'm gonna give this information to Agatha. She can tell who she wants.
Kenzie tells her the name.
She snorts through the nose at Kit and shrugs and says, I don't care what you do one way or the other. It's up to you whether you want to play your hand close to the chest, Mr. Cowboy.
Well, considering I got in trouble for not doing that,
He's trying to be more prudent.
yeah, I got an ass chewing for not being prudent. And now I'm getting ass chewing for not being for being overly prudent. Come on. And I'm gonna default to the ass chewing of the person that outranks both of us.
Kenzie has not passed the cigarette yet.
She shrugs again and says, You do you. Anyway, so Buzz, huh?
Yep.
Can't say I'm too surprised. He never seemed to be the scrupulous type.
Do you know where he's going?
Not really. Most of my interaction with him has been buying some stuff off of him when he found it somewhere.
No, I mean with your seeing things in the bottom of the glass.
Oh, give me a minute and let me see what I can do for you.
Cool beans, thanks.
All right, bear with me a moment or two.
So, I'm pretty sure that she's not on Holly's side, or at least not a bookbinder from this. I don't know if she'd go to bat for Holly anyway, but she's definitely not reading bookbinder here.
No.
Though, if she gives you a lead, my party is a fun thing. There will be other times people are talking, and I'm happy to pass out booze whenever. If you think this is the last time the sugar weed signature is getting made, yeah. We're gonna be growing this stuff and brewing it like it's going out of style.
If with the bookbinder, or not the bookbinders, the mirror people, can other people see that the reflection is pissed at me? Or is that just a me thing?
That's just you.
Okay, so no one else can see that.
Yep.
Alrighty. So I'm gonna need to try and make peace with them.
Do you have any social skills?
Animal kin.
Good news. It's about halfway there.
Actually, quite a bit in animal kin. I'm 4 dots in it. He was a Kit was a ranch hand out in the middle of nowhere.
Willow stares out into space for a full minute before turning back around and says, I think I have a place. I saw him putting on a robe. It was in a locker, like at a bus station. There
Put on-
was,
Sorry, go ahead.
he put on a robe and he booked it. And that's all I saw. It looked like a bus station. There was some mortals around, and I could hear the honk honk noise that the buses make.
Well, we can't exactly follow him, can we?
She shrugs and says, I don't know. Can you?
Sorry, that was meant to be out of character.
Oh,
Unless she can hear our out of character thoughts, which is a little OP and kind of cool.
Tibbs.
Yeah.
Out of character moment. You're faster than anybody else is.
Yeah, but I'm also kind of low on glamour right now.
I got some extra.
I have 2 points of glamour right now.
And I have 2 pure normal goblin fruit in my bag.
So I can get up to pretty decent speed if I'm able to blow some glamour, but that's also assuming I know where I'm going.
Well, do you have a smartphone?
Yeah.
Nearest bus station that has lockers might be where he's headed then.
I hand my phone to Kinsey and ask her to find it.
I type
know.
into Google nearest bus station with lockers and hand him back his phone and a fruit.
you get a hit for a Greyhound terminal at the corner of Sunset Road and South Las Vegas Boulevard.
How far?
Let's see.
Probably not too far because I don't think he has speed like you do.
He's flying like a pigeon. They're not that fast.
Also, just to bear in mind, she is seeing a vision of the future. The contract used is portents and visions. I wouldn't normally give this to you, but I don't want you to be working under the wrong assumption.
Valid.
Oh,
All right.
one thing you might want to ask. Did she see the locker number?
Is there a locker number?
All right, let's see. By the way, I've looked it up on the map, and it is about 10-ish miles as the bird flies. And let me take a look here at Willow's character sheet and see if she does not have eidetic memory. So she thinks real hard. She purses her lips and says, 1, 3, something.
Just one something or 2 somethings?
There was a 1 and a 3 and then something else.
Perfect. Thank you.
Hey, Kinsey.
Yep.
I think this might be something that the Winter Court might be able to handle well, I think.
Okay, if you guys are done here, I'm going to go back to the party since it didn't blow up.
Yep.
Enjoy. Thanks for the ladder.
She nods and heads over to the beanstalk herself to climb on down. So, Elliot, what have you been up to all this time? You got the text. You saw what happened.
Hi there. So I just had this guy drinking out of a glass that I'm still in the room for. I'm just gonna pick up his glass and put that into my pocket. He's got himself all over it. I'm gonna be able to find him wherever I want.
Alrighty, so what are you going to do now?
I had other things to do tonight. Do you guys need me? I'm not really useful in combat situations, and I can imagine that's about the only thing that's gonna erupt out of this.
Are we sending people after him or do we have to go ourselves?
I think
What
this
do you
might.
want to do?
You could
What were you
probably
saying?
intercept him at speed, if you wanted to go after him, but you could also not do that.
The issue is that this was a vision from the future,
So you
so
won't.
we don't know how far in the future that is.
Right,
So
but
it
the
could be
last vision was literally 30 seconds in the future.
Let's say closer to like 5 or 10 minutes.
Curtains and Visions doesn't give really long range stuff. And the question
So
was
it's up
asked
to
where
you.
he was going.
All right. Yeah, let's. Do you want to go check out the Greyhound then?
In character, no, I don't. Out of character, yeah.
All right, let's go.
Okay, so you guys are not going to be sending the Winter Court after him.
Elliot, do you have an opinion?
Um, if you guys think they can get there faster than you can, sure, but
They might have someone that's not at the party that's
I'll tell you
near.
what. You run, and I will text Winter Court and see if they've got anyone nearby.
it's not like you can
Perfect.
carry Lex anyways.
Yeah.
Kenzie.
Perfect.
So, I don't seem to have any ability to affect that scene whatsoever, so I'm going to accomplish things while I'm here. So I've been keeping an eye out for the various spring nobility that arrived. Did the art dealer show up? I'm going to get his name in like 4 seconds, but it disappeared from my head while we were talking.
That was Gustav Holder.
Yes, Gustav. Has Gustav arrived? I would have probably heard by now.
Yes, the entire nobility of the Spring Court arrived.
Excellent. That is the perfect kind of victory. I'm going to try and find my way to get over to talk to Gustav then.
Alrighty.
Yeah, yeah, everyone else has high stake stuff. I'm going to go talk with people while someone else chases down the Mad Bomber.
I'm going to take a brief moment here. You guys can go amongst yourselves for a few more.
Alrighty.
All right. So, well, Kenny's busy. So, I'm sorry for bailing on you guys, but I just don't know what I can do there, even if I could get there in time.
Yep.
So you get there, you intercept him, delay him until the Winter Court can show up as backup, and Kenzie can probably get there in their vehicle shortly after you arrive. Or Kenzie can come back in and party with Moggins, whatever Kenzie's feeling right now.
Kenzie has no clue what to do. Kenzie is like torn between wanting to rip this guy's head off and wanting to go back in where all the drugs are.
Well, here's the thing. The party's gonna be happening all night. This thing's running until people all leave, because I'm trying to make a good scene out of it. So maybe go deal with this guy if that would be fun for you. Would that be fun for you, Lexi?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Sorry, I keep being tabbed into the wrong window.
Alright, I'm trying to calculate my speed here. Where did I get that doubling from that I got before?
Flicker flash?
Flicker flash.
So flicker flash may triple their speed for a point of glamour.
Okay. Okay, yeah, that's what it was. So I go from. Wait, okay, this is going to. This. I will be down to 1 point of glamour if I do this. But.
To be fair, you'll be arriving with a gun, and I don't think he has one.
True. So. 14 base speed. 10 for talon and wing. So we're at 24.
Mm-hmm.
10 for 7 league leap.
Bring us up to 34.
Tripled.
102. I'm
So,
betting you're
real
faster
quick.
than he is.
Real quick, does the tripling of Flicker Flash say whether it triples your speed before or after modifiers are added?
Oh, before any other speed modifiers.
Okay. That's a bit more reasonable.
So
Okay.
14 times 3 is 42 plus 20 is 60.
60.
That's still
60.
faster than anything he's capable of.
Yeah. So yeah.
On that
All
note,
right.
it looks like
Bear
you
with me.
guys got this scene in hand, so I'm going to hit the restroom real quick.
All right.
Alrighty.
Bear with me a few moments while I look some information up for you, Kit.
Yeah. I'm trying to find. Oh, and if anybody is chasing me, I have the edge, or if I'm chasing anybody, I have the edge. If that is relevant. I wish. The only thing that I don't like is they don't give a scale for what the different speeds mean.
It's meters per round.
Okay. I was just trying to see if we can get some kind of reference. Alrighty. So yeah, after this, I will be tapped out of glamour. I will have a single point left. So
It's been an expensive party.
it has.
Want to visit Dreamland with me?
Yeah, I'm thinking that's a good idea. We landed on what, 62 for that?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So will you be chasing on foot?
Yeah, seems to be the best way to go about it.
And Kinsey is coming with you?
I think Kinsey was gonna go get their car and follow up.
Yep. I'm gonna grab my car and follow after I text the Winter Court.
Okay, well, fair enough. So, let's make some rolls, shall we?
Yep.
Kit, since you are going to be on foot here, I need you to roll dexterity plus athletics, please.
Okay, and then specialty, and then I have a specialty in running
Makes sense.
for a total of 7 dice. So let's see how that goes. 3 successes.
Alrighty. You arrive at the bus station. It's a small building. You can see a row of lockers inside. There's various mortals in there. You don't see Buzz Orson or the robed figure of 1984, his alter ego.
Okay.
Kinsey shows up a few moments later. Red lights make it a good bit more difficult than running from rooftop to rooftop. Roll me a perception check, Kit.
Alrighty. Okay, so there's another hydrate in chat. So as soon as I do this roll, I'm gonna drink me some water. Okay, that's 8 with 8 again.
Thank
2
you, Rose.
successes.
Alrighty. In the sky, you can see an approaching flock of birds. What catches your eye, though, is that about 50 yards away, as the crow flies, you can see one of the birds making a hard right turn and flying in a different direction.
All right. I take a deep breath. I'm like, all right, I guess we're doing this, and I chase after him.
Okay, so it is time to chase a pigeon then.
Catch that pigeon! Catch that pigeon!
Kinsey, will you also be chasing the pigeon?
I'm gonna head to the bus station to try and cut it off.
All right.
It's very hard to chase a pigeon with a car.
Real quick, so we're going to deal with Kinsey first. Kinsey, you go in and look at the lockers. There are numbered lockers going up to 200. If what Willow told you is correct, Buzz has his stuff stashed in one of the 130s.
Well, Kenny, I'm not sure if you understand who Kenzie is as a changeling or a human, but Kenzie does have lockpicks and a lot of larceny skill. I'd like to roll dexterity plus larceny to open every single one of these lockers.
All right.
From 130 to 139.
Could I make a small recommendation before you do that?
Sure.
Do you have a glamour?
I do.
You might want to hide in the shadows while you're doing this. This is a ill-lit bus stop. You should be able to find some.
I was planning on it.
You didn't say it, so.
We hadn't gotten there yet.
All right, well, if you're going to pop a contract, now's the time to do it.
I'd like to pop Cloak of Night.
All righty. Kinsey hides herself in the shadows of the bus station.
Now Kenzie picks open every locker.
All right, wits plus larceny, please.
Wits, not dex?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Dex plus larceny.
Ooh, good. One success.
All right. You open lockers one after the other before finding what you were looking for in locker 138. Inside, you find one of the brown robes of the bookbinders, 1984's mask, uh, what looks like a desert eagle, a small suitcase, 2 bus tickets to New York, and an unopened letter.
Why does he have a bird in his locker? Does the bird fly
Desert
away?
Desert Eagle is a term for a very large, high caliber pistol.
Yeah.
That'll blow your head clean the fuck off.
Quite commonly referred to as a hand cannon.
Or a deagle.
Yeah.
So it is still loud, just not in the way I assumed.
Indeed. It's probably shiny and chrome as well.
I take pictures, and obviously there's going to be some other winter courtiers or knights or whatever around soon, I'm assuming.
Oh, you did text them?
Yeah, I did.
Whose name is on the ticket?
Okay. Both tickets are under the name are under Buzz's name.
Make sure
Perfect.
that's in the photo.
All right. From here, let's go over to Kit. Kit,
Yeah.
we have some rolls to make. It is time for a chase.
And remember, you get a exceptional success on 3 if you're chasing somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I would say firmly here, Buzz currently has the edge because he can fly.
But the contract that I have explicitly says that I have the edge.
The one that you used?
Yes.
Which one?
I believe it
7
was.
leap.
Yeah.
Okay, so you use that and it gives you the bonus speed to the end of the scene and the edge in chases.
Yeah. If he uses this contract in a foot chase, he gains the edge during the next turn. So.
Fair enough. I'll let you start with the edge. What is your total speed right now again?
62.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Let's see. That is a roughly 45 miles per hour running speed, by the way.
Okay.
So you aren't quite up to highway speeds on foot, but you are able to basically keep up with a car on surface roads.
Yeah.
All right.
We can't give you a bicycle.
Oh, what is
That would-
what?
That would be incredibly silly. So anyway, let's set the terms of the chase. Obviously, what you are trying to do is catch that pigeon.
Catch that
Yes.
pigeon.
Thanks to your contract, you start with the edge. Alrighty.
Gotta make sure I catch that bird.
So then let's both make dexterity plus athletics check.
Okay. 2 successes. Two successes.
All right, bear with me here.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely went a little overboard with the speed stuff, didn't I?
All righty. So Kit is barreling after the bird. Kit notices that the bird, as he gains on him, the bird turning briefly to look at him before going back and flying as hard as it can. The bird weaves through a few buildings, but none of them are big enough to truly throw Kit off the scent. So, Kit,
Yes.
your turn to determine our dice pool here, since you still have the edge. I started it out, but you get to determine it now. So,
Okay.
what dice pool do you want? Do you want to use for this chase?
So I'm gonna see about seeing if I can get up to the rooftops, um, and so that I can basically jump from rooftop to rooftop. So strength plus athletics for jumping.
Alrighty. Buzz will be rolling strength and athletics as well.
Okay. And how does 5 successes sound to you?
Alrighty. So, Kit leaps up into the air and onto the roof. The pigeon banks left, and as Kit is leaping, the bird is within just within arm's reach. Do you think you can reach out and grab it?
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to, let's see here. He's a pigeon right now, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I would like to do wits plus animal kin to see if I can know the like how pigeons move, basically, to be able to snag it at the ideal time.
All right, let's make this an opposed roll. So
Okay.
you go ahead and roll that, and Buzz will be rolling, let's see, dexterity and athletics to try to get away from you.
Okay. 4 successes.
Come on.
So, it leaps up and grabs the bird. You now have the pigeon grasped around its neck.
Okay. And let's see here, and tying it up won't do anything because it's a changeling.
Snap its wing. You are larger than it.
That being said, now that you have the bird in hand, let's go back over to Kinsey.
Are there 2 in the bush nearby?
Unfortunately not.
I was just checking exchange rates.
In this time, several winter nights have arrived. Kinsey, they have raided the locker for everything that you took a picture of.
I would like to keep the note.
Or at least get them to open it.
Yeah, I'd like to open it and read it.
The knight in question says this is important evidence. I don't think we can let you do that. If you want to try to convince him, roll presence plus persuasion at a -3.
Can I convince you to allow me to roll dexterity plus larceny?
Are you going to pickpocket him?
I mean, the thought had crossed my mind.
Dexterity plus larceny at a -3.
I'm still cloaked in shadow, so
I'm still giving you the -3.
2 successes. I read it and then I put it back.
All right. You're able to grab the the note away from the knight and give it a quick read. So, what it says: "My dearest Leia, I hope this day wouldn't come. I never wanted to tell you what I've been doing for the money. I know you probably thought that it was just my normal grave robbing. It isn't. If this is not the only thing left in this locker, then I'm sure you must have an idea. If you hate me, fine, I deserve it. But if you can find it in your heart to forgive me for what I've done, I just want to tell you that I did it for us. Take the other ticket. I have one just like it. Meet me in New York. I have family there. We'll be safe. Love, Buzz."
And you said those tickets were to New York?
Mm-hmm.
Out of character. Do I hand this back to the Winter Court Knight, or do I
You
put it back in his
back where
pocket?
you fucking found it.
Okay, I put it back in his pocket.
All right. That said, now that you've read the note, what are you going to do?
I text Elliot and Kit with Leia.
Alrighty. Let's go back over to Kit. It's been a hot minute.
Okay.
Kit, did you want to go find Gustav, or did you want to...
I think you mean Elliot.
What did I say?
Kit.
Yeah, Kit, you're not Elliot. You were Kit. Sorry, Kit. Elliot, you said that you wanted to see if you could go find Gustav.
Indeed.
You have... All right. Go, if you want to do that, you can. You also received the text from Kinsey.
I'll make sure to ask some of the summer people about this Leia later, but I'm probably already by Gustav by now. I'm not going to waste this opportunity.
Fair enough. This is the time to do for mingling. Especially since you were trying to find this guy specifically. Because I count Gustav, one of the nobles of spring. He is a small, thin man who looks like he's been working far too much and sleeping far too little. He's wearing an expensive coat made out of feathers, and you see that he's got a necklace of gold bird's feet replicas. He's drinking with a few other people. You recognize Mario, Madam Anybody, and several feet away, doing her best to ignore them, Sister Mary.
Can I make a stab in the dark? I was behind the bar for at least part of this party. Mary's drinking water, right?
Absolutely. She has refused every alcoholic drink here.
And I couldn't even get her to take a soft drink then. Like a soda or a freaking, Shirley Temple.
If you want to roll persuasion, presence plus persuasion, you can give it a shot.
No, I just wanted to know the kind of person she was, and that seemed exactly right, that even with soft drinks available, they drink water. Seemed about right. Alright, well, I'm gonna talk to we've got the nobles here. I'm gonna walk over and talk to Gustav. Say hello. Offer a drink. Try and schmooze a bit here. Madam Anybody! Lovely to see you. You look amazing, as always.
He nods and looks around. Have you seen Kenzie? I've lost track of her.
She got caught up on another errand. I'll explain later. But she had to step out of the party, but she should be back later.
She shrugs. Too bad. She returns to her drink.
And Gustav, I've heard so much about you. Thank you for coming. I pass him a glass. Here, try this. It's something I brewed up myself. I heard you're something of a connoisseur of the arts.
He takes it and says, "Thank you very much, darling." He's looking at you down his nose and looking at the drink. He gives it a sniff and says, "What a delightful bouquet. You said you brewed this yourself?"
Indeed. I'm a bit of a craftsman, a bit of an artist. I'd heard that you were one yourself, so I'd hoped we'd get a chance to talk tonight. I would like to presence plus expression to get him talking about art.
Okay. Make your roll, please.
Alrighty. So, luckily I am incredibly good at expression. So we should be doing very nicely. Hello, biggest dice pool I've rolled tonight. Alright, 3 successes.
As he drinks, Gustav smiles at you and says, "Yes, of course, darling. Everyone wants to talk to Viscount Gustav. So what did you want to talk about? Do you do painting on the side?"
I've been known to dabble. I was curious if perhaps we could talk, see what sort of work you're looking into. Maybe I could offer some of my own efforts. Any other arts you might be interested in. I'm something of a dilettante.
Well, usually I'm making fine reproductions myself, but I do deal in all sorts of art. Mario leans in and snickers with the sound of a car honking and says, "He means that he forges them." "You're a forger, Gustav. Stop talking so big." "I'll have you know that it takes as much talent to replicate a masterpiece to the smallest detail as it takes to paint your own."
Honestly, it requires more skill because you're not even using your own style. You have to replicate someone else's perfectly. I'm amazed at someone able to do that. That's why I was so eager to get to know you. Perhaps there's something I could learn.
Gustav grins and puts his nose in the air. "See, Mario," he says, "some people have vision in this court." And when I say vision, I mean something other than what you see after taking all of those pills. They're just painkillers and uppers, says Mario. I didn't take anything to make me hallucinate tonight.
I'll have to find something interesting for you to try as well, Mario. I'm afraid I don't have anything quite so strong on the table tonight, but hopefully you've enjoyed what's been on offer.
Intoxicants are unnecessary and a poison to the spirit, says Sister Mary, bringing her glass of water nearby.
And he lifted his cup, and he said, "This is my body. Sorry, this is the blood of the new covenant, poured out for thee. Do this in remembrance of me."
She raised an eyebrow and said times were very different back then. For one, drinking the water at the wrong place could kill you. Alcohol has many bad qualities, but one of the better qualities that it has is that it is disinfectant.
Well, well, all I know is that I've never ever seen anyone able to gather together under one roof so easily as with a little bit of alcohol. But it's lovely to meet you as well, Sister Mary. I hope you have been enjoying the party, even if the refreshments were not to your taste.
He nods and says, when people think of the spring court, they think of debauchery, they think of hedonism, because that is what people think of when they think of pleasure. But there is much pleasure to be gained in the pursuits of the spirit and the soul. And, of course, eternal pleasure awaits us on the other side.
Amen. Nonetheless, I don't feel that we have done anything particularly sinful of this evening other than have a delightful evening with friends, something Jesus himself was known to partake in from time to time. The Last Supper, of course, being a notable instance of this. So, Gustav, I know that you tend to have a busy schedule in the evenings, but perhaps we could talk during business hours? I'd love to get to see your studio.
Gustav gives Mario the side eye. Of course, anything for a fellow artist. And my, this drink is lovely. Are there any others?
For you, I could mix up anything that would be to your taste. I am something of a craftsman, especially when it comes to brewing. It's a natural talent. Uh, For once, I'd like to acknowledge what I'm made of here. My head is the cap for the flask of my body. I'm going to essentially tilt the cap of the flask for a second. We're we've got something of a natural uh, uh, talent for alcohols.
Gustav gives a slow, refined laugh. Of course, not everyone was as lucky to pick up something so nice from their time in Arcadia as you and I.
It gave me time to hone the craft.
And for me, he smiled, it gave me my life's inspiration.
Oh,
Birds.
birds, you say? I've met a few interesting birds this evening.
He smiles and says, when you come to my studio, I can show you so many exotic birds. Do you like birds, Mr. McCoy?
You know, there is something beautiful about the way wings move through the air. There's a reason we took them as inspiration when we sought flight ourselves.
He smiles and says, I knew that I liked you. Thank you so much, Mr. McCoy. But I have so many other people to be speaking with this evening. I hope you will excuse me.
Of course. May I have your card? I'll perhaps contact you after we've had a chance to recover from the night.
He hands over his business card as he heads off to leave. So, Kit, back to you. Let's roll
Yes.
initiative.
Alrighty. Jump over here. Initiative score is that. Initiative. Okay. Dun, dun. Okay. So I am at a 15.
Kit is at 15, and Buzz is at 11.
Mhm.
So, you have Buzz in pigeon form in your hand.
Yes.
What do you want to do?
Snap his wing.
All right, give me strength plus brawl, please.
Not my best dice pool. So I'm gonna go ahead and willpower this. Oh, did I refresh my willpower for interacting with my family? Being my thread?
That makes sense, yes.
Okay. All right.
I'd
One
like
success. Sorry. What was that?
Nope, this is your show. I was just saying I would also like to have refreshed willpower for fulfilling my thread of excitement.
That also makes sense. Alrighty. So, Kit, you snap the bird's wing, inflicting the arm rack tilt.
Word.
On his turn, Buzz immediately resumes his changeling shape. It's clear that he has a broken arm. With the other arm, is there a specific wing that you attacked, by the way?
Was I able to tell what his dominant arm was?
No.
Then I'm gonna go with the odds here and go with his right. With his right.
Okay.
Hoping he isn't like you, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Buzz pulls a gun with his left arm. It takes him a little longer than normal since he has to reach across to the right side of his belt. By the time he's done so, he has sacrificed his turn.
Okay.
Kit?
Do I have my guns on? Any of my guns on me?
Did you bring them?
I mean, you probably didn't bring the giant rifle, but a shotgun would be pretty easy to conceal under a suit jacket.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Especially because we knew this was always a possibility.
True. So, I'm going to swing out the shotgun and see if I can shoot him in the left arm.
All right. That left arm, I believe, would be a -2 penalty for a called shot.
Mm-hmm. So that's still going to put me at a Dex 3, Firearms 4, 7, 5, plus whatever. Actually, I'm going to sacrifice 2 points of damage to undo the penalty.
All right.
As per the second dot of marksman. 6 successes, and I believe the shotgun, which I did not put on my character sheet, I'm sorry, was a 3 damage, if I'm remembering correctly.
With 9 again.
With 9 again. Yeah. And so that's effectively 7 points of damage. And the arm rack tilt.
All
or,
right.
Condition.
He has 1/1 armor, so that goes to 6 points of damage, and arm rack in both arms, which is not a good time. Bear with me.
Yep.
Ooh. There isn't much left of Buzz's arm after you shoot it. The shotgun at close range. He grits his beak and brings his gun to bear.
Okay.
Dexterity. Minus.
So
I'm doing some mental math.
that should be a chance die.
If you, let's see here. Done.
He actually, since you inflicted arm rack, he drops his other pistol. He drops his pistol because it was in his other arm. So, that being said, bear with me.
So, way to go. Won't be able to fly. Can't shoot.
I can can't climb down. If he runs, well, that's not going to go well for him.
You're faster than him, and he knows this.
Yep.
He stomps the roof of the building you're in, which crumbles. And the two of you are now in an abandoned bedroom, an abandoned attic, full of random junk. The surprise of the fall took you off guard.
Okay.
By the time you come back to your senses, you can't see Buzz, but you're relatively sure he's here.
Okay. Wits plus investigation for tracking with a specialty in tracking.
Alrighty.
Will that work?
Yes.
Four successes.
All right. The dust of the roof leads you. Well, the dust that was all over the attic leads you to a large armoire. It's fairly rotted, and you can hear a lot of squeaking from inside.
Point the shotgun at the armoire. Come out. If you don't, I got another shell here.
Right. No response. Nothing happens.
I point the shotgun towards the bottom, about what would be shin height, and fire.
All right, roll.
And do I have any penalties?
No.
Dex, okay. That is suspicious. 1 success, so that would be 4 damage to whatever I end up hitting.
And
You blow the door. What was that, Cat?
you should make that
Yeah.
reroll because you forgot to reroll your shotgun.
Oh, yeah. I got one more because it's 9 again.
Could have mattered.
Yep. So 4.
By the way, this bot has a function for reroll when you put in dice pool.
Yeah. I just forgot to do it again this time. I've been doing it for the perception checks. I just forgot for the shotgun.
Alrighty. You blow the doors off the armoire. Immediately, a huge horde of rats pours out of it and into the attic.
That's gross.
They don't attack you, but they do run away.
Do any of them look extremely injured?
You can find out with a perception roll. Considering how many rats there are, that'll be a -5, please.
Okay. Gonna go ahead and willpower that. One success.
Your eye is caught by a rat that is dragging its upper torso. It isn't using either of its front legs. This rat is slightly larger than the rest.
I pick it up by its tail.
All right, let's make an opposed dexterity plus athletics check, please.
Okay. So, am I going first or are they going first?
Doesn't matter. I'm doing it right now.
Okay. 3 successes for me.
Failure. All right, you pick the rat up by its tail.
And I'm going to snap one of its hind legs.
All right, strength plus brawl, please.
Strength plus brawl. Yeah, unfortunately, this is not one of my good die pools. And I don't... Well, okay. One last willpower for this.
By the way, you just shot a shotgun randomly into an armoire because you figured the noise was coming from in there. I think a dynamo
Oh yeah, I
would
forgot
be
about that.
appropriate for firing guns randomly indoors at random objects.
Sure, take a willpower.
Hey, thank you, Jeff.
You keep me around for a reason. Had to make up for fucking up earlier.
1 success.
All right, you have inflicted the leg rack tilt, and broken the rat's little leg. It squeaks at you in angry defiance.
Do you want to keep playing this game? Or do you want to come with me?
The rat stops struggling.
Okay. I send Leo was at the party, right?
Yes,
Was he sober?
mostly.
Is there an authority figure who is sober?
Well, there was Sister Mary who did say that she did not drink at all. She's a noble of the Spring Court.
We also have
Also-
some winter. Sorry.
Also, there's monarchs that are not at the party.
Send Agatha a message, sending my GPS location. Okay, I got the guy who tried to blow up the party.
She responds with, "Thank you." Roll perception at a -5.
That is going to be 3 with nothing.
You hold the rat. Kit holds the rat aloft triumphantly. From the shadows of the attic, a piece of old curtain rips itself apart and drifts over, wrapping itself around the rat and binding it until it squeaks and passes out.
Oh,
You hear Kelly's voice chuckling in the darkness.
thanks for the assist.
You see a brief shadow waving at you before she leaves.
I mean, I didn't want to kill the guy, so I didn't really have very many non-lethal options.
This being stated, let's call it here for tonight. Everyone, let's go around the table and do our aspirations.
Woo! Shall I go first?
Yes.
I threw one hell of a party. I got invited to the gallery. I wanted to get our artist friend to invite me to something outside of the party scene, and I succeeded. We found 1984, and we have him here for questioning. I think that's pretty solid for clearing that, for find out about the bookbinders.
Yeah.
I made an effort to help Mimsatch pull himself together, but I don't know if an effort is enough when I failed to get a mark there.
Sure, take one.
And lastly, become a major player in Spring. I had a reasonably good conversation with every single one of the major nobles, and I threw a giant party at which a lot of Spring was there. I think that is definitely a big step on that one.
Fair enough. Take a beat for that.
Thank you. With that, I'm at 2 XP.
Okay, so Kenzie, I believe, took a step towards convincing a cat to join Royal Flush by opening
Yes.
a door with Moggins.
Yes.
I do believe that I've taken a step towards becoming a Winter Knight.
Yes.
I started to play tag with Madam Anybody.
I mean, didn't you do that earlier? I would say that you probably cleared that a long time ago, unless you put that back on there.
I did.
Why did you put that back?
Because
Yeah,
it's fun.
Anyway, yeah, you cleared it.
I found a bookbinder.
You did.
I looked pretty doing it.
That's also true.
Excellent.
Alrighty. So gonna say that I took a step towards finding my family. I have found a family member, but hasn't found the family. I have not made any steps towards naming the horse. Am I allowed to drop aspirations?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and drop that one if you don't
You
mind.
could just give the horse a name. It doesn't matter to me if it doesn't matter to you.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and name the horse then, but we'll do that off screen.
Yes.
His name is Frank.
Then I've not found. I don't think I've. No, I've made. Tonight we made a step towards finding a solution for the huntsman, because by capturing another one, the huntsman, we have diminished the huntsman's influence a bit and his overall power base.
Yeah.
Okay. And unfortunately, I haven't done anything with Rosie yet, so I haven't been able to teach them to ride. I need to get my horse all squared away first. And I would like to say that I've made progress towards proving myself to the Freehold tonight by capturing another bookbinder.
That's
Yes.
the lieutenant.
Yeah, pretty well ranking one too.
Alrighty. Yes, you did. So good job, everybody. Thank you very much for coming here this session. We appreciate every one of you. Again, remember that Onyx Path game night comes up on the last Friday of the month, and I hope you all have a good night. Thank you.